which responsibilities belong to who. So I think we've been able to do that pretty effectively, and so my recommendation at this point is to move forward with approval.
Thank you. Any comments?
No, this is just a standard memorandum of understanding between two governmental type of situations.
It is, and we've been operating with, we've been doing everything that a lot of other counties are doing with extension and that sort of thing, without having a lot of areas sorted out and on paper and in black and white. And now we've fixed those issues to really resolve any questions that might come up at some point in the future. So it's a fairly standard agreement between two governmental entities.
Yeah. Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the memorandum of understanding between Colorado State University Extension and Elbert County, Colorado, for the provision of extension programs.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to sign the memorandum of understanding with CSU Extension. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Alrighty. And finally, we have a public hearing regarding a supplemental appropriation to the 2020 budget. I'm not sure who's...
I'll make a motion that we open the public hearing for the supplemental appropriation to the Elbert County 2020 budget.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to open public hearing. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We're in hearing. Good
Commissioners,
morning.
Eileen Krauth, Deputy County Manager. You saw this originally on August 12th. It is a supplemental appropriation to the 2020 budget, which is confusing because, of course, we're right in the middle of the 2021 budget development process, and so keeping the dates sorted out can be challenging. But this is a supplemental appropriation to this year's budget that appropriates a variety of sources of grant funding, grant revenue to the budget, i.e. some of the CARES funding, some other COVID-19 related grant funding that appropriates that to the 2020 budget and allows us to spend it on the projects that we have on our list. And then in addition, it appropriates some funding relating to the from the Growth and Development Fund to cover the expenses relating to the renovations of the Simla Road and Bridge Shop. So other than that, there's nothing different from when we talked about it on August 12th, so I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, just briefly for those that might be watching or reviewing the video later, the two items as Elaine stated, primarily the biggest piece is recognizing the CARES Act money that's coming to the county. We need to recognize that as potential revenue and potential expenses going out the door for something that couldn't have been anticipated when the budget was set in December of last year. And then the upgrades to the shop in Simla began as a insurance issue from damage from hail. As you opened up old buildings, there was more there than you expect, which is pretty common in older buildings. So this covers the added expense that was not anticipated, but the county is still working with our insurer to see if we can pull more money against that project. So we may not wind up using as much out of the impact fund as indicated, but we are always seeking other dollars versus the taxpayers if we can. So with that, I would ask if there's any public comment on this. Again, we'd received none prior to the meeting or after we had it in for discussion a few weeks ago. So not seeing any in the room, so I'll close public comment at this time and would entertain a motion to approve the appropriation.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the supplemental appropriation for the Elbert County 2020 budget as presented.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the appropriation as presented. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Take a motion to close public hearing at this time.
I'll make a motion, we close public hearing at this time.
Second.
A motion and a second to close public hearing on this item. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. The public hearing is closed. Thank you, Eileen.
Commissioners.
Thank you. And thank you, Michelle, for all the work in putting this together. So, alrighty, so board planning. Items for our next meeting. Probably the updated CARES piece at that point. I think we had asked, now that we have our MOU in place, I think it's probably time to revisit and discussion the weed management, or the noxious weed management. I think Willie had started doing some work on that, so just kind of an update of where he's at. Do you have anything you'd like to see at this point? Or?
Not at this point.
Yeah, and then perhaps an update on the transportation plan at that. Alrighty, that gets us started. Do you have any, Sherry? No? Okay. Well, that gets us started. We have no items planned for land use today, so I would accept a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
A motion and a second to adjourn. The time is 9:29. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We are adjourned.
Yeah.
How are you doing? Very fine, thank you.